Hi everybody, this is Dennis Wilborn, founder of Active Trend Trading. Thank you for taking the time to watch this free video that we do every week. It is a video where we cover the markets. We also have oftentimes have some trades that we might be setting up that you might want to take. But I want to ask you, before you leave the page, as you watch the video, just give us a real quick thumbs up and share the content with somebody else. Leave us a comment. We'd really appreciate that. So aloha, God bless, and mahalo. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn with the Active Trend Traders. I want to welcome you to this weekend's market update. You've been following the market. Hopefully you are not trying to catch any of those falling knives out there, because this market could, in fact, rip your face off if you're trying to be premature in getting your buy on. And so with no further ado, I just want to say one last thing. Hey, have a happy holiday season this next week. It is a shortened trade week. Monday's a half day. Tuesday is Christmas Day itself. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A lot of the institutions are off. And so typically it's just retail traders. And the markets tend to have a slight upside bias. And so we'll see if that continues into next week. Again, right now, the market is doing a masterful job of selling off, with two of the indexes that we follow being in a bear market and one in a deep correction down about 18%. So with no further ado, let's get on with this weekend's webinar. Okay, again, I want to welcome everybody to the Art and Science of Active Trend Trading. It's a weekly update that I do for the Active Trend Trading service. I want to remind everybody that primarily my goal, my objective in all the teaching and things that I do for Active Trend Trading is to help people clarify, simplify, so they can multiply their accounts. We have situated ourselves so that we have a very limited watch list, which gives you opportunities both to the upside and the downside for whatever the market conditions are. Remember that all materials that we do present are for training purposes, and only traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. I start this weekend off with basically, everybody's been anticipating this basic, end of year Santa Claus rally. And so the thing about it is it seems like this year it's more of a Grinch kind of rally. So the Grinch stole the Santa Claus rally this year, but we may get a little bit of upside going into next week, and so it's a big question mark. I'm not going to be betting the farm. My expectations are extremely low for next week, and oftentimes when that happens, you get a big boost. Another thing that is going to be happening is I'm going to be traveling on Monday and I'm going to travel on Friday. So my market exposure next week is going to be extremely limited. This market is such that it may give us some opportunities to the downside, but I'm not comfortable, and I don't think it's worth the risk of trying to put in conditional orders with all the volatility we've been having on a weekly and daily basis. How are we doing for the year so far? As you can see, all the indexes are in the red, with the Russell being down the most from the high, for the year, 15%. It is actually down closer to 26%. We'll get Active Trend Trading. We're up about 36%. We are just basically about flat right now. I have one position open that is a long straddle position in XOP that is up over 100%. So I'm going to look at closing that out going into next week. And so, pleased with the outcome. I wish the this year's were a little bit better, but comparing that to what the markets are doing, I'm going, okay, we're okay. So two of our strategies we followed, there we go. There's our win-loss. There's our average return going through the year. And I want to remind everybody that one is that this offer is ending soon, okay, and that the prices will never be this low again, but I'm offering a 40% discount off the premium Active Trend Trading service going forward. And once you become a member, your price or your price point never goes up, and it stays the same. This is a special price for attendees of this webinar, and special membership offer. You can find it there at that right there, activetrenntrading.com / premium membership special, and you just type in bonus, and that's all caps, and you can get on board and become a premium member, take advantage of all the text alerts, the parallel trading, the training sessions that happen every week, and all the other special things that we do for our premium members. So this week's video, what am I going to be looking at? Tracking the index update, potential setups on LABU, LABD. There are none, so we'll basically go past that. Other market driving events. What is driving the market? Well, one is a couple of things. One, Fed just raised the rates. Apparently the market didn't like that. They expected to have a little bit softer words coming, dovish words regarding future rate hikes. Secondly, the Chinese trade situation still going on, discussion still happening. If we get any kind of positive movement on those China trade talks, I would anticipate we could run into a rally. That could happen next week. You know, we'll just have to wait and see. And then what I also do is I provide a mechanical tip. Look for the stocks, okay, in a bear market. Look for the stocks that are holding up well. A few to keep in mind going into next week: Tesla, Cyber, Now, and Team. So also, additionally, what we do with active trend trading, and part of just the free service, just because if you just joined to get the free newsletter, you also get access to our specialized watch list. And one of them is what we call the composite list. What this does, it captures every stock that is on the 13 premium list from IBD. I then sort it through, find out which stock is showing up on the most list. And as is typical with a bear market, what's happening right now is the lists are very short. And so, as we can see, Team turned out top spot for the week, showed up on 3 lists. Now, 3 lists. Another one that I'm watching, Cyber, 2 lists. And does that have anything to do with, oh, look at that. Team, Now, and Cyber. Right on the top of the list. So, hey, let's run over here and take a look at these from a excuse me, from a chart position. There we go. Oh. Now what I've got to do also is I've got to take a look here at my share. Aha. I'll be sharing this or this. Yeah, I'll share that. Actually, I'll share that. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at those entities that we're looking at. Tesla. What I like about Tesla. Tesla's holding up better than the other entities. Take a look at this daily, weekly chart. And as you can see, okay, daily, we are holding right there at about the $13 range. I'm going to take my video off so you'll be able to see the chart. Getting a little bit of a turn up here at the on the TSI. Has not reversed totally, but bullish Harami daily chart. Big sell-off weekly, so I think the tendency is going to be more towards the downside. And so what I would be looking at doing on Tesla is potentially, if we go back down here and test somewhere between 314, 312, look for a bounce back up into the moving averages. The 50 is here. We've now dropped that. Bounce up in there, and then up in that area, 50, 34-day moving average, or all the way up to 340. Look then for a reversal signal to take something to the downside. Could actually retrace up in this higher area, but I'd say, you know, but it should stay below 350 if we're going to go back into a downtrend. So you can trade it up and then back down. TAM. Again, holding up much better than the indexes themselves. You can see a weekly chart. We did get a reversal. It is being impacted, but you can just draw a little bit of a trend line across here, the tops here. Maybe we can. There we go. Just do a little bit of a trend line in there. And that would basically be a break above that line would give us a go up to the upside, probably close to 97, maybe even 100. We're getting a little bit of move up, but it's a more stronger chart than the indexes themselves. What was the other one? Now it's showing a little bit more of a sell-off. But what it's doing is it's staying within a range, and so I want to pay attention to this range because we may just move horizontally within this range. Concerns. It's a little bit of an expanding range. You see across here, which is oftentimes a negative, a megaphone type top, if you will. And so kind of a bearish pattern, however, holding up better than the markets themselves. What was another entity here recently that went through a megaphone top? Well, our buddy Apple did. Let's see if I still have that drawn in here. Yeah, I do. Okay. Megaphone top up here, blue to the downside. As you can see, the rest is history from there. Our other last entity I wanted to take a look at is Cyber. So again, finding support at the 40-week moving average, which corresponds to the 200-day moving average. It too in a trading zone, 65 up to 77. And so oftentimes in a bear market, a lot of the stocks that the institutions are interested in will move into a horizontal or a lateral consolidation pattern. And we want to be looking to trade it off the bottom, back up to the top, trade it off the bottom, back up to the top, and you can reverse it going back the other ways. And so it's just the regular, or constricted range. It's a range-bound trade, but the fundamentals of the individual stock and company are really, really sound. So that's where we'll leave off there. I want to flip up here on the SPY. As you can see, look at the stocks that we just covered compared to this. SPY weekly chart came down, put in a little consolidation, now broke through that consolidation to the downside. Look for support somewhere between 230 and, it's sitting at support at 240 right now, but up to 230-ish would be to 235 would be the next level of support. Everything looks negative right now. We have no attempt by the TSI on a daily and our weekly chart to roll back around. But we're getting positive signs, market forecast, 3-line cluster. On the daily chart, which typically means within 1 to 4 days, 1 to 4 trading periods, you'll get some kind of a reversal back to the upside. We want to pay attention to that because oftentimes that does result. When the green line on market forecast turns back up, that is oftentimes the signal that we're going to get a tradable trade. Qs representing NASDAQ. NASDAQ dropped down. It's about 21% down from the high, so it is in a bear market. Similar type comments. It has broken through support at 150. Next support, approximately 140, with the high side of support about 145. IWM really blew through the support level at the 135 level. Looks like we may go on down here and retest. Where? It's retesting right there at 128. There's another level here. Blow this up for you just real quick. There's another level right here. You always look to the left. There's a support level at 126 to 178 that runs all the way down to about 115, 116. That's where we can anticipate some kind of a little bit of a bounce. I will be looking to any retracement. Okay, let's say we do not go down any lower than this right now, but we do a retracement in this big red candle. Look for our retracement up into the middle. They have resistance up here at 135 now, which was support. That may be a place where prices will bounce up to, then reverse and pull back down too. So Let's see. New share. Oh, here's I'm sharing the proper one. Excuse me. Okay, as we've talked about that, so that basically concludes what we had to talk about for today. So got this done in about 15 minutes, or a little bit slightly less than 15 minutes. Again, I just want to say, as always, trade wisely, trade profitably, and take time to enjoy the trading journey. Right now, just be careful. This market will rip your face off. So, have a plan, and then trade your plan, and make sure you're using protective stops, in any event, because Friday, I think there was a lot of people anticipating the market actually moving up on Friday, which there's a tendency to have a little bit of a positive bias on Friday. And guess what? Didn't happen. And people got hurt to the downside, but there will be a short covering relief rally somewhere in the near future. Will it be next week? We'll see. So until then, I hope everybody has a happy Christmas. God bless. Aloha, or as we say in Hawaii, mele kalikimaka. And I'm not in Hawaii right now, as you can see from the sweatshirt. I am in Paragould, Arkansas, picking up my mom to take her up to see her great-grandchildren. So until next time, aloha. God bless everybody.